Oh, it's going well already.
Yes. Well, hello, thank you for joining us in London. I am Danay and I play Luciana on Fear the Walking Dead.
And I'm Daniel Sharman and I play Troy. So thank you very much on Fear the Walking Dead. Right, okay. What are we doing now? Oh, right.
Oh, we're going with the questions.
We're so good at this.
We're going to the
really
questions.
Good at this. Okay.
Okay. If you could hang out with one character from Fear for one day, who would you choose and why?
Oof.
That's for both of us.
Okay, go on.
Who would I choose and why? Who would I choose? I think I would choose Salazar.
Right, yeah.
I think he's I mean, this year his character has bloomed into this amazing person that has this crazy past, and I think I would ask him for tips to survive in the apocalypse better. But I think he's one of these characters that have just captivated my attention 10 times more than in previous episodes.
Mm. Now, do you mean like you would hang out, as in you, Danay, would hang out?
Oh, that's a good question. Me as a Danay or Luciana? I was thinking Luciana. Like, I wanted tips from him to kill people.
Right.
Because he was an ex-soldier.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Is that you?
I would say Troy, though. If
You would want to hang out with Troy?
No. You as Troy, who would you like to hang out with?
I think Troy would love to hang out with Madison for as long as possible. You know? Like, I think he kind of relishes any of that stuff as much as possible. So I think, yeah, you'd want to hang out with her. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably want to hang out with Kim.
Yeah.
Also, you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Well, I hang out with Ruben, and I think he's fantastic too.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and Kim is awesome.
The thing about Ruben is like, you'll be having a chat, and then he'll just say, you know, when I ran for political office in this, and you're like, you can't You can't beat those stories. You know what I mean? There's no way.
What? That's
all right.
Okay. Next. I think this is for Daniel.
Okay, for Daniel. It says for Daniel, just like you. Do you prefer the spoon in the eye or the werewolf makeup from Teen Wolf? Well, I'm inherently a very lazy human being, so anything that requires me to do less makeup work, I'm always a big fan of. And actually, weirdly enough, the spoon was a lot less makeup.
What?
Yeah, like they take hours to do, change, you know, your nose and your face and all that stuff. So, the spoon was actually pretty easy makeup. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was longer.
The thing that I didn't, you know, the worst part.
I keep hearing Daniel's makeup for the spoon.
Oh, that wasn't the spoon. That was just me getting ready.
Oh.
The thing about the thing was like that wasn't the worst makeup. The makeup was having the bandage over your eye.
Oh, yeah.
Because you put that bandage over your eye, and then you know you have like it really messes with your depth perception and stuff like that. So you start getting sick, and you know you start like not being able to like read distances, so you're like clunking around all the time.
Got it.
Yeah, go to lunch and it's really like a mess.
I saw that.
You did, yeah.
Okay, next question.
It's really weird. We're on that screen there, so we're just slightly behind.
We are.
It's very
we're like, you know.
I'm killing the magic here.
Okay, this is for both of us.
Okay.
You're both away from home for a long time while you're filming. What is the one thing you have always What is the one thing you make?
What's the one thing you make that you always bring with you?
Oh, you make that you always bring with you. What is it that you? Oh.
Okay, I'll answer that.
Go
First off, I always bring a piano, like a keyboard, because I'm learning to play the piano after years of like, you know,
putting it off
and so I always take a piano because it calms me down. That and a football. I always take a football because I'll you know.
I see you play football.
Yeah, I'll just go back and like in my room, just go back and forth. Like when I'm thinking about things, I'll just kick it around because it's one of those like weird British things.
I love to cook, and every time I go away, I always look for plantains, and I cook them. Like I go and it's funny because plátanos in Mexico, they're called something else. They're called plátano macho, like a macho banana. Like a macho.
I like that.
So I didn't know they were called macho banana, plátanos. So I would say Platano, and they don't have it, and I'm like, wow, this is. And then I found out it's called Platano Macho, like a strong plantain.
Strong plantain.
Yeah,
do they have
yeah.
other, like, do they have broccoli, strong broccoli?
I was, you know what? I didn't go further.
You got to investigate that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I do. I cook, so I always look for that.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. This is for
For
me.
Danay.
For Luciana, is Luciana ever coming back? Does she miss Nick? Yes, she does. She misses him. I mean, he really. I mean, I think for them to fall in love and during the time of an apocalypse, they had a great connection and a very strong connection. And she misses that for sure, and she, of course, she wants to see him back, and I wanted him to go with me, but I couldn't force him to be, to get out of his new, the family. Like, it was finally reunited, and I couldn't do it. So, yeah, I hope I come back. Yeah, you have to wait and see. I can't answer that, but yes, we'll see what happens.
Danay, look, you've got a question over there.
That's for Daniel.
This way.
Danay, did Luciana leave the ranch to save Nick from choosing between her and his family?
Thank you, Felicia.
I think I put him to a test, but I just couldn't. I couldn't force him to do that. But because it's the first time she actually gets to see Nick with a mother and a brother and a sister. And when I met him, he was like an orphan of the apocalypse by choice. Now he really has a family, and that's something that Luciana respects and appreciates. I mean, she comes from this culture where family is number one. So I know my place, and I know where I stand, and I would never try to, push those boundaries. But yes, it was hard.
Very good. Daniel, right, okay. How do you think the UK will be coping in the Walking Dead universe? From Becky. Thank you, Becky. Well, I like to think that, I like to think we've got a stiff upper lip to all this, Becky. I like to feel like we keep calm and carry on. And, all these Americans, they're all getting very hysterical about it, but in England they've all formed a very orderly, polite queue, and that they're dealing with it quite rationally. That hopefully they're making great comedy from it. The Brits are always. I feel like we persevere.
You guys have a great sense of humor.
We do. We do.
And when it comes to, I've seen a couple of great films here with zombies.
Yeah, 28 Days Later.
That's right. That was a fantastic movie. We kind of. But I like to think that in England we'd be quite calm. And we're not calm about it, but we definitely kind of deal with it pretty well. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
We're kind of, a bit gritty as Brits.
Yeah.
A bit hard,
Yeah.
Don't know what I'm talking about, but... For Daniel, what is Troy going to do when he finds out Nick has killed his dad? From Adam. Thank you, Adam. That's really hard for me to say, Adam, because you're going to find out in the second half of the season, which airs on September 11th. And on BT, and I think what's going to happen is his reaction to all of this is going to be quite surprising and kind of quite complex, and not necessarily what you imagine it will be.
Yeah. For both,
Right.
What's your favorite thing about being in Fear the Walking Dead? From Brianna Bellet.
What's your favourite thing about being on Fear the Walking Dead?
I think my favorite thing is to be, I really feel honored and proud to be part of this great show that it's so strong about really overcoming obstacles. It's not a show that entertains, victim choices and that we're just giving the wrong message to the world. It's a show that, it puts the characters through so many obstacles, and you don't even know whether they're gonna make it or not. And it's a show that, for a woman, all these women characters, they're so powerful and so great to be them. that and it's fun to play with the girls on the show. They're badasses.
Yeah.
So it's I love being part of that crowd, and the guys are like, you know, spectacular this year. I mean,
what do you mean spectacular? What does that mean?
Like the new characters, Otto, like you know, Jake and you, like you guys brought so much to it, and Dayton, yeah, watching them just come to light was really exciting. Yeah, I love him. I mean,
Dayton's
you guys have great
special.
chemistry too.
Yeah, he just cracks me up. He's a madman. He's hilarious.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that too. Like I think the cast is such a pleasure to be around and a pleasure to work with, and I think my favorite thing though I think is like I think the writers are spectacular on the show, and I think that like they're really doing some interesting things, and that doesn't happen very often on shows. It's quite a rare thing to find writers who are willing to take risks and make things that are not necessarily what people's perceptions of what they should be. And I think that's quite a unique experience.
Yeah.
It's certainly something I really love about it.
So we got to iPads, and here we are, the iPads.
We've got some
so we're gonna
iPads.
choose our favorite questions, and we are gonna.
Wait,
give it
are
to
these
them.
questions? Or like, do we have to finish these questions?
Yeah, we have to finish it, but
As you can
we
see,
have to
I'm
mention
really-
that we
really
got
on
iPads
top
that
of
we
it.
want to give away.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yes. Next question.
Mention the iPads. That's what that big
We
sign
had-
just said behind the
We
screen.
had to mention,
Mention the iPads. So we all just picked up the iPads. There they are. Mentioned
have
them. There we go. There's another iPad here. It's ready for anyone who's asked the best question, right?
Yes.
I'm so good at this. Right, here we go.
This is for both.
What do you do to kill the time on set? From sunsets.
Sons.
At sunset. What do you do to kill your time on set? Don't know.
I almost killed myself.
Yeah.
What do I do to kill time on set? Well, when we're on location, that it's just a completely different story. This year we were in a location where we had no access to the outside world, and I really mean it. We had no connection, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. Our phones were completely dead, blocked, something like that. So I think, depends on the day. Sometimes I would take a nap, or I would read. I brought my books. I read like 4 books in a month, one time. Well, like I read a lot, just to get my head off it, or like we would just talk to each other and hang out while we were waiting for the sunset or something. But yeah, that's what I did. Just simple stuff. There's not much to do. You're just in the middle of nowhere. You can't even ride a bike.
Yeah. You could ride a bike.
But could you in that road?
Why? Oh yeah, I guess that road is pretty dangerous, isn't it?
Not even
We
golf
lived in
cart.
this like off this like main highway in the middle of nowhere, so like you're totally isolated from the world, and it is like the killing of time becomes like a really big part of your life.
Yeah, it becomes a big part of your life. It's a good question.
I mainly sat, I did a bit like you. I read a lot and banged away on a piano, and
Oh, you brought the piano to set?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so I just banged away on that, and like, kind of led some very kind of odd artistic life where I kind of, tried to do lots of drawing and painting and playing piano, and then driving myself slowly crazy.
Yeah, almost killing yourself.
No, yeah, seriously, it's very depressing after a while.
After 5 months. For Daniel.
Yes, okay. Troy is such a complex character with a tragic past. Is there any good left in him? And do you think he can redeem himself with some motherly love from Michelle? I think there's always good in him. Like, I'm always going to defend him because I love him. So I'm always going to defend him because I think there's good in anybody. Or that if there's bad, that there's been a reason for that, or there's been a reason that someone has gotten to that point. So I'm eternally an optimist about human beings in general, so I feel like it's my job to make it at least that people understand it, and understand him. And the motherly love is a very important thing for Troy, because any love or any attention is important for Troy. It's not something he's received a lot of, so there's an idea that a lot of this is new, There's another board over there. What do you think Alicia is trying to do by getting close to Troy's brother, Jake? Kimberly. Danay, what do you think?
What do I think? From a woman's perspective.
Do you think she just fancies him?
I think she fancies him, but I think she's also trying to survive. I mean, to some extent, she's watching her mother behave the way she does,
right.
you know, and it's not the most honest way.
Right.
So maybe there's a part of her that it's kind of like not copying her mother, but kind of like following those footsteps a little bit, and it comes around in pieces where Madison asks, "What were you doing with Jake?" And she's like, "Oh, we're close, but do you love him?" Yeah, well, we're just close. You know, it's just not that straightforward, and I can see some similarities with Madison and the relationship with you.
Yeah.
And I can see that with Jake a little bit, which I found really interesting.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, like...
What do you think?
I think it's one of those things where both communities, both families have had such a turbulent period this last, you know, few weeks.
Yeah.
That, like, you do end up hanging on to certain things, or, you know, acting in ways that sometimes seem a little confusing. But I think her objectives are not necessarily like grand goals, but they're just about like figuring this out and working this out. And yeah, I think maybe they're kind of dividing and conquering in some respect, but they're also, like, you know, Jake's a very good-looking man, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he's nice to her, and he likes poetry. And
I thought you were going, yeah, he's not great.
No, he's great.
It's not a bad-looking lad.
He's not. He's
do you know what I mean? Like, if you're like running around and you come across a bit of Jake, Big J, Otto, you'd be like, yeah, I'm in here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can do something here.
I can work with this.
Okay, for me, Danay, is Luciana a strong woman? Would you say you are stronger than her in your own personal life? Elena, Bulgaria. I think she's a very strong woman. I think she has beautiful attributes, Luciana. I think she's somebody that is completely self-made. When I say self-made, it's not like money. It's about, like, she really became who she is because she chose to be this way. She wasn't born with this, you know. I think she was a very fragile person that made herself overcome so many obstacles that she became this very strong woman. And I don't consider, you know, when I work characters, I don't compare myself whether I'm stronger than her but I do think that we have many things in common. I feel that we have, I think that we have a way to look at life, I mean, putting aside the zombies, in a way that I can see myself like her. Like, I just throw myself into projects or choices in my life where I don't think twice. I just do it, and then I figure it out. And that's usually when I discover my potential, or what is it that I have to fix or like improve. And I think Luciana's like that. She's not afraid to like jump off a cliff if she has to. I love, because I'm like, yeah, I would do the same. So yeah, I don't think I'm stronger. We just have similar attributes.
By the way, there's an part.
Do you get it?
Did you? Okay. Well, keep going. Barreling through. Go.
If you could be a superhero, who would you be and why? I think I'll be Wonder Woman, just because I love the movie and I love the character, and I thought they did a brilliant job. No, that's why I said it first.
Yeah, no, like Carl Pilkington, who is an amazing human being. He has this. He's a superhero called Bullshit Man.
Really?
Yeah, he's made this man up where he's like, oh no, they're all going at this, no. But like, he just goes around when anyone's chatting absolute.
Really?
Yeah, he comes in and goes,
that's
absolute.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you get that? Is that for real?
It's not a real character. I just would like to play
you just
that
made
as a
it.
superhero.
Oh. Okay, Scarface.
Go on, guys. Okay, we're wrapping this up, so we're going to give away two signed iPads to people who have asked the best questions.
The best questions. So.
Okay, what did you think was the best question, Danay?
We have to decide right now?
Yeah, let's decide.
1 second, let me just look at it from 1 second. What about you, you know?
I think my favourite question was the question about
Alicia?
would you drive Alicia Denham's car if she'd let you, or would you lend her your car? And I would absolutely never lend her my car in any shape or form. Like I want my car back. Sorry?
Strong woman.
The strong woman answer was the best. The strong woman question is Danay a strong woman? That was a great question.
Which one?
Who was that?
Who was a strong woman? Is it
This is a fix. This.
Elena Bulgaria's mine?
Oh, the strong woman. Okay, Elena. So
Elena.
the iPad goes to Elena.
Elena.
Well done, Elena.
Well done,
From
Elena.
Bulgaria. We just
From
send it to
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria.
Are we going to
and
send it to
someone will find
Bulgaria?
it. Okay. And then at Zagas was the other one. So
Okay.
those iPads are
For
on their way
you.
to Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, and the other one's from Bulgaria too.
I'm not sure. I don't know where that is. Don't really
Thank you,
understand
guys.
this. Thanks very much, everybody, for enduring that. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.